Welcome everyone! An emergency summit is now underway. BRICS begins its decisive battle against Trump. It seems that the BRICS group has finally made its decision to launch a decisive confrontation against Trump in his economic measures. What is coming will be more serious and powerful than any steps previously announced. Unexpectedly, the group has called for an emergency summit to be held on Monday. This comes just 2 months after the group's regular summit in Brazil last July, something that reflects the seriousness of recent developments that required another meeting at the presidential level. If the matter were minor or not urgent, it would have been handled through a ministerial meeting, but the fact that presidents themselves are gathering means the issue is of great importance and requires decisive action, not further debate. Confirmations of participation came quickly, even if by video conference. Both Putin and Xi Jinping have already confirmed, while the Brazilian president will preside over the summit, meaning it will also be hosted in Brazil. In the coming hours, more confirmations from other leaders are expected. Just a few days ago, there was also a meeting between the Chinese president, the Russian president, and the Indian prime minister on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. It appears that during this meeting, they finalized key decisions related to BRICS. These will be formally approved and announced at the emergency summit. So what are the key features of these upcoming decisions? And why is it highly likely that Trump will respond aggressively afterward with new tariffs and economic sanctions against BRICS countries? According to a Bloomberg report on the upcoming summit, the main factor that makes his gathering far more important than the July one is India's new stance. During the last meeting, India was seen as an obstacle to passing strong measures against U.S. tariffs, as its prime minister was eager to maintain close ties with Trump. Now, however, the situation has flipped completely, paving the way for stronger actions from BRICS against Trump's constant tariff threats and sanctions. The turning point was Trump's imposition of tariffs around 50% on Indian goods, which seriously threatened the Indian economy. Today, even a phone call from Trump goes unanswered by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This effectively fulfills earlier predictions that Trump would act like a glue that would bind BRICS countries more tightly together. Now, let's look at the measures BRICS being announced at the summit. They can be divided into 3 main lines of action. Number 1, a united stance against Trump's tariffs. Trump has already imposed tariffs of about 50% on Brazil and India, and recently he threatened China with tariffs as high as 200%. BRICS is expected to issue a joint statement condemning what they see as economic bullying from Trump. This will set the stage for further concrete measures. Number 2, legal and retaliatory actions. Brazil has already filed a request for consultations with World Trade Organization against U.S. tariffs, and other BRICS countries are likely to join. This step gives it position international legitimacy and opens the door for potential future compensation. Although WTO processes are slow, it is still a powerful legal tool that restricts Washington's freedom of action. In addition, the group may consider imposing retaliatory tariffs on selected American goods carefully chosen to pressure Washington while minimizing harm to local consumers. China's move against American soybeans is a well-known example. Number 3, strengthening intra-BRICS trade and reducing reliance on the dollar. This is the most challenging, but also the most strategic path. BRICS countries are expected to increase trade using national currencies instead of the US dollar. Currently around 65% of BRICS trade is already conducted in local currencies, and in some bilateral cases like Russia and India, the figure reaches almost 90%. With India now shifting away from its previous dollar-friendly stance and opening accounts for BRICS partners to trade in rupees and other local currencies, the use of the dollar has already dropped to just about 1/3 of BRICS trade. This could decline even further in the near future. In this context, BRICS is also likely to expand its experimental BRICS Pay platform launched between Russia and China and take concrete steps towards building an alternative payment network to SWIFT, which has been a project that's been on the table for some time. Another issue that may be raised at the summit is Venezuela. According to Russia's TASS news agency, a Brazilian parliamentarian revealed that BRICS may issue a unified response to U.S. military movements near Venezuela. It's worth noting that Venezuela had previously applied to join join BRICS, but Brazil rejected the bid due to disagreements between the two presidents. Now, however, that stance may be changing, opening the door to a new dimension of confrontation with Trump. In summary, this emergency summit is unlike any other before it. For the first time, there is a real sense of determination to confront Trump's escalation. With India no longer hesitant but fully aligned with her partners, BRICS may transform this gathering from mere diplomatic talk into concrete action. We can see decisions to expand local currency trade, further undermining the dollar dominance, accelerate the rollout of BRICS Pay, and perhaps even formally bring the Venezuela issue into the fold as a symbol of defiance against the U.S. Add to this the possibility of fast-tracking new BRICS members, and the message becomes clear. BRICS is not only defending itself, but also expanding and counterattacking. If this happens, and especially if India takes the front line, then for the first time, BRICS will be truly united, and Trump may find himself facing the strongest front he has ever encountered. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.